invisible sheep. Welcome back to our classroom. Today, I'll be teaching you about gases in the atmosphere. For about over 200 million years, the atmosphere has been the same ratios of gases as it is right now. Nitrogen is about 78%, oxygen is about 21%, argon is about 0.934%, carbon dioxide is about 0.04%, and water vapor is around 0 to 4%. It depends on the humidity of the day. And other gases are less than 1%. Now, I'll give you a few questions to test how well you listen to me. Number 1, how much nitrogen is in the air? It doesn't have to be the exact percentage. It can be the estimation that I told you. How much oxygen is in the air? What is the range of water vapor that is usually in the air? The answers are 78%, 21%, and 0 to 4%. The formula to calculate the percent of oxygen in the air is the start volume minus the final volume over the start volume multiplied by 100. The answer you should get should be around 20-ish%. Now, I'll give you some questions to test your understanding. What is the formula? What answer should you get? The answers are the start volume minus the final volume divided by the start volume times 100. And you should get the answer of around 20%. Now I'll teach you a way to measure the amount of oxygen in the air. The first method utilizes 2 syringes, a tube, copper, and some source of heat. First, place the copper into the tube. Then, fill a glass syringe with air. Find another glass syringe and make sure it is empty. Attach the glass syringes at either end of the tube. Measure the amount of air in the syringe using the little measurements on the syringe itself. Move the air left to right to make sure there are no leaks by measuring the air in the syringes every move. Then, heat the copper. The copper won't react with the oxygen otherwise. Move the air around in the syringes multiple times by squeezing the one with air in it so that the air travels to the other side. As the oxygen in the air and heated copper reacts, the amount of oxygen will decrease. The copper will turn black as it reacts with the oxygen to make copper oxide. The copper will be all black once it all reacts. Once it is all black, push all the air into one syringe. Measure the amount of air in the syringe with the little measurements on it. Finally, calculate the percentage of oxygen in the air using the formula that you just learned. Now, I'll give you some questions to test if you remember the process. Number 1, what color will the copper turn when it reacts with oxygen? Number 2, what do you need to do to the copper before it reacts with the oxygen? Number 3, how do you make sure there are no leakages? The answers are, the copper should turn black. You need to heat it up, and to make sure there are no leaks, you have to move the air left to right and measure the amount of air with every switch. If there is less air than before, there is a leak. If there is no difference at all, there is no leak. The second method uses iron wool, water, a measuring cylinder, a thinner measuring cylinder, and a lot of time. First, soak the iron wool in acetic acid. It will catalyze the reaction between the iron wool and the oxygen. Push the iron wool into the smaller measuring cylinder, then invert the cylinder and insert it into the water, but not fully submerging it. Record the starting line of the water using the inverted cylinder's little lines. Over time, the water level in the smaller measuring cylinder will rise. This is because the iron reacts with the oxygen, and the water rises up to take up the space that the oxygen used to take up. Leave this for around a week, or until the water stops rising. Once it finishes rising, then use the lines on the measuring cylinders to measure how much air is in there. Then use the formula from before to calculate how much oxygen was in the air. And that is it for today's video. Please like and subscribe if you learned something new. 3, 2, 1.